of days from the start of Lent, and a new book seeks to help the faithful use the weeks before Easter to deepen our prayer life and cultivate a personal relationship with Jesus. In 40 Days, 40 Ways to Pray, author Jonah Soucy offers prayer methods, practical tips for continued growth in holiness, and the benefits of a deeper spiritual life. The book looks at a different aspect of prayer each day, including a closer look at the spiritual strategies of the Carmelites, Benedictines, Dominicans, and Eastern faiths. And the author of 40 Days, 40 Ways to Pray, Jonah Soucy, joins us now. Jonah, great to be with you. Congratulations on the book. And tell us, why did you write this book now? And also, why did you break it down into a format of one chapter for each day of Lent?
Yeah, thanks so much for having me on, Tracy. I wrote this book because I'm really passionate about helping people learn how to pray. And there's so many different spiritualities, so many different forms of prayer and beautiful methods of prayer that come from our church's tradition. And as I was starting to formulate it, I realized that I could fill it with 40 different methods that would be a perfect Lenten devotional, something that, families, teens, people in youth ministry programs, parishioners, Catholic school, students and teachers, that they could just study it and learn about all these different methods of prayer. And yeah, just break it down in a day-by-day format for them.
Yeah, I love that. It has such really great information in this book. I want to start with some of the practical tips for the faithful. One of the things that you say is that it's really important to have a scheduled time each day to pray. Talk to us more about that.
Yeah. Prayer is one of those things. I always like to think of it as like, when you make an appointment for something, you're saying to yourself and you're clearing your schedule, you're making a statement that it's something that's important for you to make sure that you're there. And prayer, a lot of times, I've had this experience myself at different seasons of life. I've heard it from my teens and from my friends. If we don't make the time for it, it just kind of slips through. We wake up and we start the day and things get crazy pretty quickly. We go to work, we go to school, whatever it is. Before you know it, we're like crashing on the bed at night and we're totally exhausted. We didn't have that one-on-one time with the Lord that our soul really hungers for. But when we make an appointment, we set reminders and things like that. It really just emphasizes and prioritizes that time.
And let me ask you this, Jonah. What do you want people to kind of glean from your book? What do you want them to take away?
Yeah, I think the most important thing is that prayer is a relationship. It's a relationship. It's not just time to clear our minds. It's time for us to be in communion with God. It's time for us to open our hearts to Him and allow Him to speak to us. And like any relationship, it involves talking, but it also involves listening. And the talking part, I think, comes a little bit more naturally to us, but learning how to listen to God's voice and the various ways that God speaks to us is so important. And I think that's the big thing that I want to help people with, is just learning how to hear God's voice in their lives.
Yeah, and let me ask you this too. What did you get from writing this book?
Oh man, it was awesome. It was an awesome experience. There are a lot of the different chapters and things where there are prayer methods that I've heard about, but I didn't really know about. So just doing the research myself to kind of like dive in and learn about these different methods. The example that immediately comes to mind is praying with icons in the section on Eastern Catholic spirituality, and just learning what goes on to that process, everything that from the way they make the paints and the process of how they outline it and start, creating, writing an icon. They don't paint an icon, they write an icon, and learn about that process. So there's a lot that I learned and got from the experience as well, for sure.
Yeah, and I know people are eager to find out where they can get your book, where they can get started reading. So tell us that.
Yeah, so Sophia Institute Press's website, they're the publishers. You can find it if you go to their website and just search 40 Days, 40 Ways to Pray. It'll pop up there. You can also find it at a lot of your local Catholic bookstores. You can find it on Amazon, BarnesandNoble.com, any of those online bookstores. And yeah, it's out there now. It's out and ready.
Well, congratulations on the book. We are eager to read it. And God bless you, Jonah.
Thanks so much, Tracy. God bless.